postal workers are back on the picket lines. A person is dead in Regina following a police-involved shooting. And more First Nation leaders demand transparency from FSIN.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Well, we're off to a good start. Good evening, everyone. Canada Post employees across Saskatchewan are walking the picket line yet again, part of a nationwide strike over plans to end door-to-door mail delivery and close some rural post offices. The workers say they're fighting for their jobs right now. Wayne Mantika has more.
It's the second time in less than a year that Canada Post employees are walking the picket line. They left their jobs on Thursday, just hours after cost-saving measures were announced at the Crown Corporation.
Yeah, unfortunately, that announcement really said, hey, we're going to be slashing jobs, and unfortunately for us, that's not an option for CUPW.
Workers walked off the job Thursday after Canada Post announced plans to phase out door-to-door mail delivery to those who still have it, and the closure of some rural post offices. Workers in Saskatoon say the announcement took them by surprise.
Our union leadership met with the minister not very long ago, and he gave no indication that he was going to be recommending following all of the Kaplan Commission recommendations.
John Peters is a Saskatoon senior who says walking to a community mailbox to pick up his mail would pose a hardship.
I probably wouldn't go out when it's snowing and stuff, or raining.
Companies that rely on Canada Post for shipment of out-of-town orders are again turning to couriers.
We were exclusively Canada Post last year. We never used UPS or Purelator until the strike, ever. Never even looked at them or touched them. And the moment the strike happened and we were forced into those positions, I don't know, it's tough. I love Canada Post.
Canada Post will not accept or deliver mail and parcels during the strike. The union has agreed to deliver Canada pension and child benefit checks. Social services payments can be picked up in person, and utility bills paid through banks. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
We'll have more on the strike and reaction from Ottawa a little later on. Saskatchewan's Serious Incident Response Team has been called to investigate after a fatal shooting last night in East Regina. Mick Fable tells us more.
One person is dead after a shooting involving multiple Regina Police Service members Thursday night. Not much is confirmed yet, but here's what we know.
At approximately 11 p.m., RPS officers were conducting an investigation at 3630 East Houghton Road. According to police, officers fired their guns, fatally wounding an individual. The area is home to a number of apartment buildings just off of Prince of Wales Drive. At the time of publication, there is no information about the individual or the exact cause of the incident. Neighbors living in and around the building say the area is quiet after dark and that this type of situation is rare. RPS says this incident carries significant public interest and to remain patient while the facts are being gathered.
Because RPS are involved with this situation, the Saskatchewan Serious Incident Response Team has been called to investigate. Anyone with any information is encouraged to contact CERT. Mick Fable, CTV News, Regina.
A man wanted for historical sexual offenses in Saskatoon has been extradited from the UK. 69-year-old Earl Warren was arrested by Saskatoon RCMP in October of 2020 and charged with 3 counts of sexual assaults as well as 4 counts of invitation to sexual touching of a minor. The alleged incidents were reported to have happened between 2010 and 2017 in Saskatchewan. An international alert was issued after Warren did not appear in court in Saskatoon in May of 2023. Police had then determined he left the country and was living in London, England. And with the help of Interpol and police in London, Earl Warren was brought back to Canada last week. He is scheduled to be in court to face the charges next month. First Nation communities across Saskatchewan are calling for transparency and accountability from the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations. Despite repeated calls, the FSIN has been silent after a forensic audit questioned more than $30 million of spending. Keenan Sorkon has the latest.
A number of First Nations leaders in Saskatoon Friday say the FSIN is leaving its people in the dark.
This is $34 million that's unaccounted for. Why? We need the executive to stand up and tell the truth.
An audit from Indigenous Services Canada wasn't able to fully track more than $34 million of expenses, with the majority of it meant as COVID funding for the FSIN's 74 member nations. It's recommending a series of changes to include more reporting, invoicing, and documentation of spending. Arkand, who is on the FSIN's Treasury Board, says he can't access certain information. The budgets or other documents shared at some meetings are vague or incomplete. At a meeting earlier this month where initial audit findings were presented, Arkand says the FSIN executive didn't say one word. He's nervous that 18 months after the audit period ended, the FSIN still wasn't able to explain its spending.
There was no actual receipts, no documentation. That is a problem. But everybody else had to comply. The FSIN is not above the rules.
Chiefs say this audit only shows 5 years of spending. What else has gone on before and what could continue to happen without wide sweeping changes?
We need accountability, transparency, and return to the principles of integrity, the way our ancestors envisioned.
Speaker after speaker saying the FSIN executive is no longer listening to its chiefs or its people. Indigenous Services Canada says we will continue to monitor the matter in the context of those recommendations and will consult any appropriate authorities as required. Chiefs here are hoping FSIN's spending can be explained and that it doesn't owe money back. Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A highway that runs through the Kakawishnaha First Nation now bears the same name as the chief the nation is named after. Regina has the details on the significance of today's announcement for the Southern Saskatchewan First Nation.
A historic day for Kakawishnaha First Nation.
What I just want to make sure that everyone understands that this is a beautiful small win today.
The win, a sign marking the new name of Highway 201. The road is now called Chief Kakawishnaha Way.
It's been a long time coming, a couple years back, but we worked together with the representatives from Sask Highways as well as our First Nation to officially launch this today, and it's a good day for Chief Kakawishnaha.
Chief Kakawishnaha signed Treaty 4 in 1874 and is remembered as someone who brought peace in a time of war.
He left us a legacy to keep fulfilling, and here we are, 118 years later, ensuring that he was not forgotten and that his legacy is still remembered. So Chief Kakawishnaha was a good chief and a good man.
The idea of renaming Highway 201 came from Chief Taiporet a few years ago, and he found a partner in the provincial government.
There was a committee put together involving local communities, the town of Broadview, the arm of El Capo in the provincial government, and the recommendation that came back from that committee was unanimous, that this highway actually take on that name, be named in honor of Chief Kakawishnaha, and we're happy to do that. And
the MLA says Saskatchewan is really quite impressive when it comes to road signs honoring Indigenous individuals.
And that serves as a constant reminder that we're all treaty people. It serves as a reminder of the relationship, the treaty relationship that Saskatchewan is built on.
Driving home the importance of reconciliation. Regina CTV News, Kakawishnaha First Nation.
A celebration today for a new elementary school in La Loche. Government officials, including the Premier, were on hand this afternoon to mark a grand opening of the school. The facility was completed in the spring and welcomed its first students earlier this month. It's located near the Dene High School, accommodating about 475 students from pre-kindergarten to grade 6. The school features 26 classrooms and offers support services, which include a classroom to help students with self-regulation and to help teachers manage complex classrooms. The province provided almost $45 million for this new school. Sabine joins us for our first look at weather tonight, Sabine. And heading into the weekend, is it going to be seasonal, or can we expect anything maybe warmer or?
Warmer. It's going to be warmer. Yeah, today was a pretty seasonal day, apart from the wind, where we did have some very strong wind gusts in many parts of the province. But as we head into the weekend, we're going to see those temperatures get back into the 20s. Now, depending on where you were today, we may have gotten into the 20s. For Regina, we did get into about 18 degrees or 19 late this afternoon. In terms of temperatures, though, taking a look at what we're getting to tonight, we're we're still sitting nicely in the seasonal range, even with our current temperatures right now. As I mentioned, the average normally about 16 degrees. We got to 18.9 late this afternoon, and heading into the weekend, it's only going to get warmer than that. And we will continue to see some very warm temperatures into next week as well. But I'll have all those details and more coming up in your full forecast. Lee?
Thank you, Sabine. Well, ever since they were selected in the first round of the WHL draft by the Pats, there's been a lot of excitement in Regina over hometown star prospect Maddox Schultz and BC's Liam Pugh. Tonight, fans will get their first look in person to watch the two as the Pats host their home opener. Jacob Carr is outside the Brandt Centre at the pre-game tailgate party with more. Jacob, what's the atmosphere like? We're about 50 minutes away.
Thanks, Lee. Pats fans at these pre-game festivities are eagerly anticipating getting to see those two dazzling rookies, as you mentioned, both Schultz and Pugh, figuring to be key components and into turning this team back into a perennial contender. While the Pats have yet to win a game this season at 0-2, third overall pick Liam Pugh did not waste any time getting onto the stat sheet, lighting the lamp in Regina's first game last weekend against the Swift Current Broncos.
It was close to come down the wall, and he fed it over to me, and I kind of just had a little backdoor tap, and then I got in, but it felt pretty good to get the first one over with fast.
Both Pugh and Schultz are looking to balance playing for the under-18 AAA Pat Canadians, along with 34 games with the Pats. And Schultz told CTV News the difference between the two leagues is notable.
Coming off that Met Hat game, it's obviously super high pace, and there's like 5,000 fans in the building. So obviously you go from a situation like that to SVAN. It's such a different pace, and I think that's one of the things that I'm gonna have to get used to.
Despite the rookies being underagers at 15, the expectations are high, and that's not something their head coach thinks is too big for Pugh or Schultz.
I think they're very different players. I can't stress that enough, but they're both on the same level of being elite. I thought both guys have done very well for being 15 years old, and I think that they've handled the moment and handled themselves in practice in the dressing room very maturely.
Now, with the team's home opener right around the corner, both first-year WHL players are itching to get on the ice in front of the Brandt Centre crowd.
Yeah, super exciting. Obviously said it a few times, but I grew up watching the Pats in this rink, and to be on the ice now, it's for the home opener, it's going to be super special.
The dynamic duo combined for 7 points on Tuesday to help the Pat Canadians to a 5-3 win over the Estevan Bears. But the focus tonight is on helping the Pats to get their first win of this season against the visiting Prince Albert Raiders. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Back to you in the studio, Lee.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Jacob Carr reporting live for us tonight at the Brandt Centre. A dream come true almost turned into a bit of a nightmare for a local Bryan Adams fan. She had VIP tickets to his concert this weekend, but her wheelchair was considered a bit of a hazard in case of fire. Damian Smith has more on her disappointment that then turned back into jubilation.
Jody McEachern is a longtime fan of Bryan Adams, and she was hoping to meet her favorite artist for the third time at his concert in Regina this weekend. What started as a birthday gift from her sister back in May turned into a 5-month ordeal with the Brandt Centre and Ticketmaster.
And she's being denied the opportunity of interacting with him firsthand because the Brandt Centre can't accommodate her special needs.
The issue was that there was no VIP package available for those in a wheelchair. Krupe was told by ticket administrators that having a wheelchair in the VIP section for this concert would be against fire regulations.
I think this is the first time that they've come across this particular situation.
In a statement to CTV News, the Real District says that the Brandt Centre is committed to providing a safe, welcoming and inclusive environment for all guests and is working with the customer to address their concerns directly and privately. Adding, the older facility faces challenges in meeting today's accessibility standards and expectations. On Thursday afternoon, Krupe was offered complimentary tickets for her sister on the concourse level, but now Krupe says that the Brandt Centre has been in contact with the tour manager and they are now offering her sister the full VIP experience.
The Real Centre, after the manager got involved, it really stepped up to the plate to remedy things and
is really going to try to make this a very, very enjoyable experience for my sister.
A gift straight from the heart of her favorite musician. Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Groups from across the province gathered at the U of R today to compete in the annual Glen Aquaquad Memorial Teepee Raising Competition. Teams of 4 competed in different categories: high school, all women, campus, and community. The goal was to get the teepee set up the quickest and most accurate in the 20-minute time frame. Event started back in 2008 and takes place every September. Still ahead, more on the postal strike and how it could make the financial future even worse for Canada Post. And the Prime Minister discusses defence with the leader of the UK.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Back to our top story, an abrupt halt to mail service today as postal workers walked off the job in response to sweeping changes in mail delivery imposed by the federal government. As CTV's Rachel Aiello tells us, the union is claiming they are under attack.
Thousands of postal workers are on strike. The trigger for the shutdown? Sweeping changes the federal government is forcing, including ending door-to-door delivery in an effort to save a struggling Canada Post.
We're striking to keep good service and to keep good jobs. We will be here until we win.
But as long as this labor disruption lasts, no new mail will be processed or delivered, with few exceptions. Meaning Canadians need to brace for delays. There's no sign Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu is ready to step in yet, saying today federal mediators remain available to support the bargaining process, and she is encouraging both parties to continue working towards a fair resolution. Yesterday, Ottawa announced it was ordering Canada Post to transition millions of addresses to community mailboxes, shutter some rural post offices, and extend delivery times for letter mail. Canada Post was getting ready to roll out these reforms, but says it's now preparing a new contract offer, while warning the strike will only worsen the Crown Corporation's dire financial situation.
We got to make the service more affordable because Canadians value it, but it's just becoming too expensive to them as taxpayers.
When these workers went on strike last year, it cost small businesses more than $1 billion, and they're now fearful of the impact that this labor disruption could have. Many of them are already treading water due to the trade war, and we're banking on the holiday shipping season to stay afloat. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is in the United Kingdom for a summit to boost trade and economic ties, but his meeting with Canada's oldest ally sparked a bit of a friendly rivalry over one of Britain's oldest sports. Jeremy Sharon explains.
A fourth official face-to-face with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer for Mark Carney kicked off a visit to London.
Well, it's going to be a great match. Yep. And we're going to disagree. Agree to disagree.
Despite a friendly rivalry ahead of a big women's rugby match Saturday, the two leaders set their sights on shared defence priorities.
We've got Ukraine to discuss. We've got the Middle East to discuss. And thank you for the way we've been able to work together on both those issues.
Great pleasure to be together again.
The Prime Minister also met with the leaders of Iceland, Spain, and Australia.
We are partners in commerce. We're partners in culture.
We actually have pretty similar economies.
Talks that all centered around building trade and economic partnerships, an area British Ambassador Ralph Goodell says Canada and the UK can still build on.
We've got $50 billion worth of trade flowing back and forth, and it is 99% tariff and quota-free.
Canada is looking to diversify its international partnerships in the face of Donald Trump's trade war. The U.S. president leveraged new tariffs Thursday on a wide range of imported goods, including heavy-duty trucks and pharmaceuticals. Still, Carney today shied away from directly taking aim at the U.S. president.
You face special circumstances in Canada, given your neighbor to the south, and let me just apologize.
Instead, he shared with a progressive crowd at this summit how he won the April election.
So it's not engaging on the turf of the more negative agenda, but focusing on the positive.
All of it capped off with a dinner at 10 Downing Street, FaceTime with like-minded world leaders, the real focus of this trip, according to senior government officials. The Prime Minister will meet tomorrow with business leaders and investors before taking his Canadian pride to a London rugby pitch. Carney is set to attend the Women's Rugby World Cup to cheer on Canada against England in the final. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, London.
The U.S. Ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, says he's offended by the idea that Donald Trump is uniformed when it comes to what Canada has to offer. Hoekstra's comments were made during a heated exchange on stage at the Global Business Forum in Banff, Alberta. Colin Robertson, a former diplomat and a fellow with the Canadian Global Affairs Institute, said Trump didn't seem well informed because of previous comments he made, stating Canada doesn't have anything that the U.S. needs, when in fact, there are several items that are in high demand by the U.S., like petroleum products, motor vehicles, and electricity. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the UN General Assembly this morning and addressed countries, including Canada, who recently recognized the state of Palestine.
The Palestinians, they don't believe in this solution. They never have. They don't want a state next to Israel. They want a Palestinian state instead of Israel. And that's why every time they were offered a Palestinian state, but were required to end the conflict with Israel and recognize the Jewish state, every time, over the decades, they turned it down. And that is why every time they were given territory, they used it to attack us.
Representatives from several countries staged a walkout of the Assembly Hall just before Netanyahu began speaking. Canada's ambassador to the UN, Bob Ray, remained seated during Netanyahu's address. Israel had anticipated the walkout, with its ambassador to the UN calling it a staged performance. Coming up, how a town known for its Star Trek connections is making space for another unique attraction.
Hockey League season is underway. Monday on Your Morning, we are continuing to tee up expectations for Saskatchewan's teams. Next up, the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Let's take a look at what you can expect for your weekend coming up. Even for tonight, we're going to still see temperatures not too bad. Warmed up to about 19 degrees late this afternoon, but it was the wind that was the story today. Winds gusting up to about 65 kilometers an hour here in the Regina area. Further in areas like Saskatoon, saw wind gusts up to 70. So a very windy day in many parts of the province today, but we're still sitting above the average. Average is about 16, 17 degrees, and we are at 17 right now. Heading into tonight, we will see those temperatures cool a little, but right now it's still looking like we're going to be above that average, the average low being about 3 or 4 degrees. So right now, as you can see on the radar satellite, this was just a couple hours ago, we're still seeing many areas with clear conditions, a little bit of cloud cover in northern Saskatchewan. We did start out with a little bit of heavier cloud cover this morning, even some areas seeing some scattered showers, but that did clear, and by late afternoon we saw mainly sunny conditions. Now as we head into the weekend, still a chance that we could see a little bit of that cloud cover rolling through as we see a system that was bringing rain in the north. That clears, and now we're going to see another system first thing in the morning. You can see further up around the La Loche area where we will see that rain, but the clouds could come further down into central and southern Saskatchewan. So it could be something that could affect us throughout the morning, but by the time we get into late morning, early afternoon, and for the rest of Saturday, primarily looking at mainly clear conditions. And then as we get into Sunday, we will see a little bit more of that cloud cover return first thing Sunday morning. And then by Sunday afternoon, we'll see continued clear conditions. And by the evening, we could see a little bit of that cloud cover rolling into the southwest. But as of right now, I'm not seeing any precipitation in the near future. And by that, I mean within the next 7 days, it's looking like we're going to continue to see a lot of sunshine and clear conditions. Temperatures still above the average tonight. We did, as we saw on that tracker, could see a little bit of that rain in the Loche area. Tomorrow, though, warming up to 17 degrees, 18 with a mix of sun and cloud in the Larange area, 19 and a mix of sun and cloud in Lloydminster. And Prince Albert tonight, cool, still average, 3 degrees. Tomorrow, 21 with a mix of sun and cloud. And then the more we get into the province, province there. 22 in mainly sunny Saskatoon, 21 North Battleford tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud. Yorkton, 23 and mainly sunny. And down in the southwest, could get very warm, well, compared to the average. 26 and mainly sunny for Maple Creek, 24 and mainly sunny for Swift Current and Moose Jaw. Also expecting to get up to 26 degrees tomorrow with mainly sunny conditions. The southeast, same story. A lot of sunshine expected tomorrow, and the winds also expecting to be calmer than today. 26 for Weyburn, sunshine there. Sunshine for Estevan and 26. And Assiniboia, mainly sunny and 25 degrees. For us in Regina tonight, dipping to about 4 degrees. Clear conditions tonight and clear conditions continuing tomorrow with the winds up to about 30 kilometers an hour. 25 is the expected daytime high, and it will only get warmer as we take a look at your next 7 days. So again, 25, winds up to about 30 tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine there. Sunday, 26, a whole lot of sunshine. And then starting your work week Monday, the wind speed will pick back up to about 50 there on Monday. Sunshine though, and 27 is the expected high. By Tuesday, we're getting into the end of September, beginning of October. Temperatures still in the 20s. 27 on Tuesday, mainly sunny there. And by Wednesday, October 1st, we will see a little bit more of that cloud cover roll in. Slight chance we could see some scattered precipitation Wednesday night into Thursday, but 23 is the expected daytime high. By Thursday, 21. And then by the end of next week, we could see those temperatures dip into the high teens, but we're still sitting above the average temperature. So 18 degrees, mainly sunny, and the winds, we're looking like they'll pick up by the end of the week, but as of right now, that's Friday. We know that could change.
That Friday could change, but hey, October's looking pretty good.
Not a great start to October, for sure. Yep.
Let's hope it maybe can keep going till Thanksgiving. Halloween?
Maybe a stretch, but we'll see. Anything's possible.
All right. They're here. Sabine says 26 degrees on Halloween.
I did not say that.
The Albertan town of Vulcan, known for its connection to Star Trek with landmarks like the USS Enterprise, and they have a bronze bust of Spock as well. But now the town is getting recognized for its agriculture, more specifically a unique tall steer. Alicia Fieldberg has more.
Big boy in the big city.
His name is Beef, and the towering Holstein is among skyscrapers for the first time. This pair from Vulcan came to Calgary to celebrate a mega moment, winning the Guinness World Record for tallest steer.
It's a pretty surreal feeling to know that my picture is in this book.
Jasmine Entz never intended to go for a record, but was a fan of the books growing up, and a few years ago wondered how her pet might stack up with the competition.
When the record was measured in 2023, he stood 6'5".
She works at a dairy and wanted a calf as a pet. When she picked him at birth, he was regular sized, but as a neutered male, he grew a lot in 8 years.
Right now, Beef is the tallest living steer on the planet, but he's still growing, and he's on track to break another record. There was one in Italy that was 6'8", and so that's the tallest ever recorded. Now he's an 1.5 inches off of that. So
he lives on a hobby farm with a Holstein cow and miniature goats.
He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He gets along with everything.
She was once able to ride him, but he's grown too big for his saddle and too tall for his owner.
I'm not brave enough to get up that high. I don't like heights.
To feed the gentle giant, she has to fork out about $400 a month for a minivan-sized salad of alfalfa, but it's worth it.
His size coupled with his personality, and it's something to really admire.
She hopes she and Beef send a message about how much care goes into livestock, even the ones that aren't pets.
You know, the love that I have for him is the same love that goes into all of our milk cows on the dairy. It's a way of life, and it's a very important way of life.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Still ahead, receiver Samuel Emilis is set to return to the lineup while another pass catcher makes his much-anticipated season debut.
Wardrobe consideration in part by Colin O'Brien Men's Shop.
The Riders have released their depth chart for tomorrow's game in Edmonton, and receiver Samuel Emilis will make his return to the starting lineup. MLS will be playing his first game since getting injured against Edmonton last month. He has 361 yards in just 4 games. Receiver Sean Bain Jr. will also make his season debut as a backup receiver and maybe likely a returner with Mario Alfred out of the lineup. Bain's last game was almost a year ago after suffering a knee injury. The last time these two teams played was in July, but head coach Corey May says the Elks are a smoother offense than they were in Week 8.
We see it on tape. They're just, I think, just more confident, and I think just reps. You know, with Cody being in there, I think his first go around was against us. So just like anything, right? They've had more time and more timing, and just flow of the game for them. So certainly we expect a much better team, you know, than we played the first time, and we feel that we're better as well. So we're expecting a tough battle.
Game time, 5 o'clock Saturday on TSN. Indigenous athletes from across the prairies are stepping into the ring in Saskatoon this weekend. As Stacey Hine tells us, it's part of a boxing event that honors residential school survivors.
Preparing for an important match, one that means far more than winning. Saturday night's big fight, dubbed This Bout is for Truth, is meant to honor residential school survivors ahead of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Kyle Paposi is stepping into the ring to pay tribute to family impacted by the residential school system.
Makes me pretty proud because I get to represent my family.
After 7 years in the sport, Paposi says boxing has taught him both discipline and healing.
Just always trying your hardest, always believe in yourself, believe in what kind of achievements you can make no matter what's happened to you. Just keep training.
Paposi is one of several Indigenous boxers from across the prairies competing this weekend.
10 times faster.
Coach and event organizer Gary Kopis says the night also celebrates Indigenous culture with dancing and drumming.
A lot of celebration of the culture and boxing and bringing it all together to feature these athletes.
He says having elders in the crowd makes the night even more special.
It's really powerful to see them, you know, smiling and have that opportunity for the future generations to be able to excel at life and just be part of everything that, you know, these residential school survivors didn't get to be a part of.
Meanwhile, this boxer says he's ready to show off his skills and make his family proud.
Just showcasing my skills, everything I worked for, just working hard, just doing everything to get the best outcome.
The event kicks off Saturday night at 5 p.m. at Prairieland Park. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, some are calling it a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup with a record crowd expected to turn out in London tomorrow. Canada in their second ever Women's World Cup Rugby Championship final versus the host and heavy favorite from England. John Venavali-Rao has more on the Canadians' quest to make history.
For fans of women's rugby, tomorrow's match is one of the most anticipated in years.
Canada are exceptionally good. It's going to be a really good match.
So it's difficult to say which way it's going to go. Obviously, we wish that it goes our way.
This, the moment a week ago when the Canadian women advanced to the final, besting the defending champs, New Zealand, and now set to play England's Red Roses.
This is what we've been building for 3 years to do, and the fact that we're in this week and this is the game that we're in is just unbelievable, and it's just kind of a surreal feeling.
For the Canadians, this is only their second trip ever to the World Cup finals, and Saturday's contest will be tough. The Red Roses is made up of mostly pros with a budget 10 times bigger than that of the Canadians, and they've won a staggering 32 games in a row.
They have an aura about them. Our goal is to burst it, basically.
The Canadian team are themselves unbeaten this year and will play Saturday's game in Twickenham, England, at the stadium in front of a sellout crowd of 82,000, the largest ever for a women's rugby game.
This is a jam-packed stadium and the biggest stadium in England. I think it's very exciting for women's rugby in general.
They're going to kick some ass on Saturday.
Rob Baker, the Tragically Hip, praising the team, with the band selling special jerseys to support them. On social media, fan Shania Twain was asked if the team's last win impressed her much. She wrote back, "Oh, you know it did."
The sign Red Roses.
And Prime Minister Carney meeting with his UK counterpart today, exchanging jerseys. For those who play the game, all of the attention's been great.
I think that we're changing the way people see Canadian rugby on the global scale.
And if the team can take the trophy, it'll truly be a moment for the nation to treasure. John Venevalley-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Coming up, a new treatment option for those suffering from schizophrenia.
Welcome back. Again, we need a behind-the-scenes camera just on Lee to see what he's doing over there. All right, let's get into your rural forecast. Heading into tomorrow, again, we're going to see those temperatures get back into the 20s. Many areas seeing mostly sunny conditions, but we do still have a system that's going to be coming through a little bit further into the northern area. Meadow Lake could see a little bit of scattered precipitation, but primarily looking at a mix of sun and cloud for most of the day. 18 degrees up in Meadow Lake, 22 expected for many areas. Hudson Bay, Melfort, Watrous, Wynyard, even Kindersley, 23 for Outlook, and 19 degrees for Spiritwood and Lloydminster. The closer we get to the southern border, those temperatures do get a little warmer. 26 expected for Coronach tomorrow and for Maple Creek. 24 degrees for Assiniboia, Leader, East End Cypress, and Rockland and Carlisle, and 23 degrees for Broadview, Kenora, Rosetown. Meanwhile, Lumsden, Pilot Butte warming up to 25 degrees. Taking a closer look at Radville, did warm up to about 19 degrees today. Warming up even more heading into tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine, 25 degrees, and the wind's a little bit better than what today was at about 35 kilometers an hour.
Winnipeg police officers were a part of an unusual rescue yesterday after some bird watchers noticed something tangled beside the West District Police Station. This great horned owl. It was caught in a net that shields the station from stray golf balls from a nearby course. With help from Manitoba Conservation and the Assiniboia Park Zoo, they carefully cut the netting and used a fishing net to lower the bird to the ground.
In my 32 years as a police officer, I've never had this experience before, and we take a lot of training for a lot of different scenarios. I don't ever recall us taking training on how to dislodge a gray horned owl from a fish net.
The owl was checked over and released back into the wild. There it goes. Thousands of Albertans living with schizophrenia now have access to a new publicly funded treatment option. It's an antipsychotic aimed at making it easier for patients and their families to manage the mental disorders. CTV's Mark Villani has more.
Barb Sarsfield grew up like any other little girl, but when she started having hallucinations at the age of 3, no one believed her.
It was thought for a long time that children could not have a mental illness. I lost a lot of friends.
Sarsfield was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. It's a condition that impacts about 1 in 100 Albertans. That's roughly 50,000 people. Symptoms range from seeing, feeling, or hearing things that aren't there, having false beliefs, grandiose thoughts, mood changes, or other movement problems. For Sarsfield, some episodes went to the extreme.
Like, I used to believe I was the greatest country singer that was undiscovered. And I believed in it so much, I sold my condo I was living in.
But new treatments are providing hope. A new drug called Vraylar is now publicly covered in Alberta. Doctors say it can help manage both positive symptoms like hallucinations and negative symptoms such as withdrawal and lack of motivation. Access to these medications also aims to improve quality of life.
We want to look at psychosocial issues that we can help, including housing, including, social support, including financial difficulties.
The province says for some illnesses, treatment options are limited, so advancements like this are particularly important. Approximately 13,000 Albertans may be eligible for coverage, and since its listing, about 140 people have already received Vraylar. For those living with schizophrenia, it's another step in reducing the stigma around mental illness.
I'm an ordinary person with something extraordinary going on in my mind. For me, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and there can be for you.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Markets both on the way up. The TSX up 29 points, while the Dow Jones jumped up a little short of 300 points. Canadian dollar, it went up slightly, 0.02% to 71.75 cents US. Commodity front, gold up $10.55. West Texas Intermediate crude up 34 cents, while Western Canadian crude dropped slightly by 3 cents. And gas in Regina right now is commonly found for $1.35.9 per liter.
Washington's imposing another round of tariffs, this time on pharmaceuticals and furniture. The U.S. president shared the news online, saying imported drugs would face a 100% duty starting October 1st. There will also be a 50% markup on imported cabinets and a 30% markup for upholstered furniture. Shares of Dentalcorp gained more than 30% today on news it's being acquired by an American firm. GTCR's all-cash offers worth $2.2 billion. Dentalcorp manages dental practices across Canada. Aya Gold and Silver pushing back on allegations it overstated how much silver it has. That accusation came from the Blue Orca Group. Aya says Blue Orca mischaracterized a lot of details, and its report contained inaccuracies. Aya stock recovered today after taking a hit on Thursday. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Coming up tonight after the newscast, we've got Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, followed by Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. And then we've got the Bang, Bang, Bang. Big Bang Theory.
All right, well, as FIFA has officially announced their mascots here are the official mascots for World Cup 2026.
Yes.
Good morning, Canada time.
This is Maple the Moose, Canada's official mascot for next year's World Cup. It's come up with a whole backstory. Maple, a street-style loving artist, music enthusiast, and dedicated goaltender. So, goaltender of it. This would be Zayu. The Jaguar is representing Mexico, and there's the bald eagle. You can guess. That would be America, named Clutch. Because the Americans have done so well in soccer. They all represent the three nations that will be, of course, hosting. Nice save, Maple.
Okay, well, that's kind of fun.
2026. So there you go.
That is kind of fun.
All right, check out this small-town tradition that brings the past and past. It's fast. The past and the future together.
High school in Massachusetts, the senior class and kindergartners kick off the school year by meeting on the football field. It's so sweet to see the little ones just run up and hug their graduating teens, and this, of course, is a class of 2026 and 2038. That sounds surreal saying that out loud.
What do you think the discussions are in that little?
Yeah. Buckle up, kid.
Yeah, buckle up, kid. It's gonna be a ride. Fun. So yeah, this weekend, riders have a good chance to get closer and closer to a home playoff game. They'll be in Edmonton. We'll see what they can do. And Canada's women's rugby in the final. We shared a story about that. Regina's Gabby Sept, part of the team. We'll see if she can bring home a gold medal from Worlds. That would be great. Have a good weekend, everyone.
See ya.